So, hello everyone. I am here on Sunday as promised. I know I am very, very late, but ran across a couple things today. Been trying to record this video like 11 times. I recorded on my laptop and now it's telling me that I cannot upload it to YouTube. So, I am here to do a whole nother video. Just want to give y'all a little review on my week. Like I told y'all, I am always busy. Had school, worked a couple extra hours, 24 extra hours to be exact. So that's about 2 shifts. Um, at the beginning of this week, I had a sick child. Just tests, assignments, papers, getting close to the end of the semester. So all these teachers giving out all this extra credit. I'm trying to get it all because, like I said, I haven't been to school in 5 years. So this just getting back started is kind of hard for me, trying to catch up from where I slacked off at the beginning. I know in my intro video I told y'all that I was a career student. I finally think that I have a career, but I'm going to hold off until it's secure like the bag to tell y'all all about that. And then once I do, we can all rejoice together. Um, Earlier this month, I know it's still the beginning of November, but earlier, like the beginning, first or the second, third day, one of those days, I put a status up on Facebook, and I said that ladies aren't the only ones with daddy issues, and there's a such thing as mommy issues. So as I sit on my bed, real comfortable because I'm getting ready to go to bed as soon as I upload this video. I'm tired. I just want to say that everybody is not raised off of love. Some people are raised off of survival, and you can tell these people when you come across to them, you can tell that love was nowhere when they were raised, and that's sad to say because I feel like everybody should be raised with love. So getting into these mommy and these daddy's issues. So mommy issues with girls is different because I feel like that's when a mother doesn't give enough love. She doesn't give enough nurturing. She doesn't care enough. Um, you know how like you meet some of those parents and they're like, it's my way or the highway. That's the kind of mommy issues it is like, and I don't think that a mother should be like that because not not everybody wants to do things your way. Um, the way my mom raised me, she kind of let me make my own mistakes, and when I fell and when I stumbled, she was right there to catch me. She was always there. Not once has she ever judged me, and most of the time, even when if I was sad about being discouraged or something like that, she was still there, like pushing me to go forward. Always there with the great advice and all those types of things like that. Stuff that you really want your mother to be. Um, Especially when you're going through a hard time. But like I said, everybody doesn't grow up with love, they grow up with survival. So, mommy issues with a guy, and this is so crazy because I think that it's way different from whenever it is with a girl. Like with a guy, I feel like mommy issues come in where she treats him so much like a baby that once he becomes independent and on his own, if he ever becomes independent and on his own, he doesn't know how to love, or he doesn't know how to correctly be a father. And those aren't things that she could teach him, but those things that she's enabling him from, because she's so used to saying he's my king and he's my this, and he's not. He's your son, and that's the only thing that you should raise him up to be. You are a woman, you know how you want to be treated. You should try to teach him how to treat a woman. And I want to say that she gives him too much love, but at the age of 30, if he becomes homeless because his girlfriend kicks him out, you should not take him in, because I feel like at some point he has to be a man. Um, yeah, he can come back for a couple months, but after a while, he don't need to be over there, and he doesn't need to be bringing his new girlfriends there and all that. All that. That's just, I feel like that's a little bit to the extreme. At some point, you need to tell him, baby, you are a man, and you need to get out here and do what men do. And I'm not bashing anybody that stays with their mother or anybody that stays with a parent or a family member or anything like that as a male, anyways. But at some point in time, you have to grow up and you have to realize that you are a man and you need to do manly things. Um, daddy issues in a woman is really, really dangerous because a woman will go out and chase a man, and she will go out and chase this love that she's never going to get from these people, because these people that she's chasing doesn't love her. They probably don't have it in them to love her. So she's around here sleeping around with all these men, and then after she sleep with them a couple times, they're like, oh, okay, well, they're finished with her, and that's just it. You don't want to be that type of person. You don't want to have to chase around a man for validation. And another thing is they chase is just trying to figure out why their father was never there for them. And let me tell you, that's not your question to answer. That's his question to answer. So you have to step up and just learn and know that that's not your battle to fight. Daddy issues in a man comes where he's not able to love correctly. He's not able to be a father correctly because he was never taught how to be either one of the two. Like I said, a mother cannot teach a son how to love a woman correctly. She cannot teach him how to um be a father. Those are things that fathers need to teach their son. She can tell him all the right ways to do it, but she cannot teach him exactly how to do it. So now that I got that out of the way, I'm just going to elaborate on a couple things because I feel like they need to be elaborated on. So we as adults with children, um we can no longer blame our parents for the way that they raised us, and we cannot do anything except for change our ways on how we raise our children. And when I say we, I talk about everybody as a whole, because I'm not the best parent out here. No, I didn't grow up with mommy and daddy issues, but there are things as a parent that I can change, because I don't want my daughters to grow up chasing behind a man. And I don't want, if I had a son, I wouldn't want him to be out here mistreating a woman or mistreating his kids, being a deadbeat daddy, because that's just not something that that's not something that I would want to raise my kids into. I would let them know that you are queens and no one should treat you any less than that. When I was growing up, I could count on one hand how many men that my mom brought around me. Like, it wasn't a lot of men that my mom brought around me. When I was around 8 years old, she met my stepdad, and my stepdad told me every day that I was beautiful, and he always complimented me. And it wasn't until I was older, once like I started dating and things like that, that it really dawned on me what was happening, why he was telling me that I was beautiful all the time. It was because once I got older, I seen what the guys did. They'll tell a girl, oh, you're beautiful, oh, you're this, and she thought that she had something. Baby girl, you ain't have nothing. My stepdad tell me that I'm beautiful every day. Why do I need to? Even to this day, like, sometimes I get texts and he just like, how's my beautiful daughter? Like, just to show me, like, these men should not impress you by the things that they say. This attention that they give you should not be a validation of why you should give them something. I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm beautiful every day, because I have him to do that. And yeah, it's nice that you tell me that I'm beautiful, but just because you tell me I'm beautiful and I'm hot and I'm this and I'm that, don't mean that I have to lay down with you and have sex with you, or whatever the case may be. Whatever you want from me, I don't have to live into them. And people will break you down if you let them. People who have mama and daddy issues, I don't think that they see their mama and daddy issues, and they don't know how to treat. They don't know how to treat people. And some people like, oh, I don't have mama and daddy issues because I was brought up in a two parent home, but that don't mean anything. Just because your mama and your daddy was together don't mean that they raised you correctly. If you're out here letting people beat on you and men disrespect you, and this is vice versa, because not only women get beat on, men get beat on, men get disrespected. So if any of these things are happening to you, then maybe you need to look in the mirror and figure out where your issues come from, because there's no way I can let a man beat on me, or I can let a man keep disrespecting me. Like, love can only go but so far. And once the love is gone and once all that, you start to realize that people really have underlying issues that they need to take care of before that they can be loved correctly. You are not able to love someone else until you love yourself. And I had to learn that the hard way. I cannot physically love anybody else right now until I learn to love myself. Once I learn what Bashara needs, then Bashara can love somebody else. So right now, my heart is under construction, and no, I cannot love you. And no, I don't have any other issues going on. I don't have mama and daddy issues, but that's one thing I came across when I started this post right here. Like, Bashara needs to work on Bashara before Bashara can love somebody else. Especially when you're out here loving damaged people, like people with these issues. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, you can't help some people who have these issues. And like I said at the beginning of the video, not everybody is born or raised with love. Some people are born with survival. So those type of people that's born on this whole survival thing, you can't you can't you can't get into that. Like, you have to love them from afar. Because these mama and these daddy issues, if you let them in on your good loving or your goodness, when y'all have kids, what about your kids? Are they gonna take on your are they gonna take on you, or are they gonna take on them? So, like I said, I wasn't gonna keep y'all long. I just want to talk about this one thing. Just remember that you have to change it for your kids. You can't have your kids out here living any kind of way. If you like the way that your parents raise you, raise your kids. Remember that they should have these two parents at all times. Not saying that y'all have to be together, because of course family family comes first, but if y'all cannot make it work, there is no need to stay with each other. um but y'all need to come in as one and be parents for these kids, so that these kids doesn't end up with mommy and daddy issues. Because like I said, chasing a man around is not good. Not knowing how to love is also not good. You just have to be here for your children, because you don't want them to have these issues, especially if you had these issues. Like I said, you can overcome these things. It's just a matter of wanting to make a change.